Hello friends, welcome to another video. Today it's going to be a vlog style. We're going back to vlogs because I have a few things that I want to get done this week and you're going to keep me accountable for them. If that's cool, if that sounds good to you, stick around. So there are some easy things that I need to tick off my list, and there are also some much harder things that I want to tick off my list that I don't think we're going to get done this week, but we are going to make a start, one of which is going to be starting to tidy up this craft room. It is a little bit chaotic in here at the moment. There is yarn everywhere. There are finished items everywhere that I need to list on my website and then find a place to put away until they hopefully find their forever home. There is whips that I want to finish. There is old makes that I want to unravel and get the yarn back from. And there's just a whole lot of yarn to put away as well. So I don't think I have talked about this yet, but we are actually renovating our granny flat at the moment. This started maybe a week-ish ago. So it is currently a construction site, but it is going to be my new craft room. So I'm kind of moving out of this room so that it can, I don't know, change what it needs to be when baby arrives in April or May. And I'm moving most of my craft stuff out into our granny flat. However, that is not ready yet. And I probably won't move it. Even if it was ready now, I probably wouldn't move it quite yet anyway. But I do need to do some organizing of this yarn and stuff that I have in here so that it's a little bit more ready to move. I do want to do a lot of winding up yarn that's kind of just sitting around. I also probably need to figure out where all my yarn is. And I think as part of that process, when I'm actually in the midst of caking it and organizing it and taking it out and seeing what I have, I might actually finally weigh my yarn. So maybe we'll find out at some point soon how much yarn I actually have. Definitely how much blanket yarn I have, because I feel like I need to categorize that a bit better. Even looking at my shelves, I can see that I have the same color sitting on completely different shelves. There's a closed cupboard at the bottom of this cabinet that I've got that I sort of forget what's in there all the time. So I would like to have a little bit more of a catalog or some kind of organization of that. That is not going to happen in this video, but I would like to maybe make a start on it. Potentially, we'll see where we get to. The other things that I want to do are, I will let you know what whips I've got first of all. I may have mentioned this in a previous video, but I do have a custom order for an Anchor the Octopus. I have been slowly making progress on this. I think I've got 3, maybe. Yeah, 3 tentacles left to go. I've already done the underbelly, so it really is just 3 tentacles and then the body part and putting it all together. I should be able to finish that this week, and I really hope I can finish it this week. The person who it's for is not in a huge rush for it, so it's fine if it doesn't get done this week, but I just kind of want it off my hook. The other thing was I made this big bear. This is a neutral knots pattern. I did lose yarn chicken. I kind of feel like it gives slight panda vibes with the stripe on its head, but I am still a little sad that I lost yarn chicken on it. I do need to finish all I need to do is sew the nose on this guy and then he's done. So I would really like to get that finished. That seems like an easy win that I can get done and then put away with some of my other finished items. I also have kind of been ignoring everything lately to knit. I don't know, who am I? But I actually learned knitting before I learned how to crochet, and I haven't done it in a really long time, and I kind of get intimidated by it. I've never actually made a knit garment, so I decided now is the time to try. This is the back panel of it. It is obviously for a child. I decided to make the 1 year, 12 to 18 months size, because it'll be winter again when that timing lines up. But also I figured if I did it for something that didn't need to get worn for a year, it could sit in the naughty corner if it needed to for a while. Or I could put it down if I was I'm not skilled enough for this. It's going pretty well. This is the back panel. I did this in the last couple of days. We had a craft catch up yesterday, and so I got to work on it there. I really like this colorway. Although there is a bit of strange pooling here, but whatever. I don't really mind. It's the back. So that's the back piece finished, and then I have started I've started on the front left panel, but I really have not done much of that at all. Also, I'm using way too long cables. I couldn't find my shorter ones, and just as I sat down here, I can see that they're attached to needles right there. So I might have to transfer it at some point because this is gonna annoy me. So that is another project. This project bag was made by one of the lovely people in my Discord and sent to me as part of the Kris Kringle that we did at Christmas time. Secret Santa? I don't know what people call it. There's a million different names for it, but it's coming in very handy, so I'm really enjoying that. I don't think I have any other like active whips. My blanket is still going, the star blanket. I have made some progress on it. And then a couple of like really easy things to get done this week. I have an order for this little hash brown with a face on it. So I made it at the end of last week and, well, I guess at the end of this week. It's Sunday today. I probably should have said that earlier, which to me is the end of the week. I know to other people this is like the start of the week as they see it, but for me Sunday's the end of the week, but we're starting the vlog today, so whatever. Anyway, an order came in for this week, and I'm going to send it off on Monday if I can find my satchels, which I will find. And I also, at the craft catch-up on Saturday, got beanies and knitted squares from people to send out to Knit One Give One. So the beanies that I was making as part of my stash bust are going to go along with them. So that'll get some stuff out of my craft room because I do have like 7 or 8 beanies to donate, plus the ones that people brought to that craft catch-up. So that's exciting. I'm looking forward to getting those sent out. Those are a couple of easy things that I'll definitely get done this week. I think that's everything that I actively have on my list. So what is that? We are finishing off Anchor. We are sending off things to Knit One Give One. I am sending out the order from my website. I am also going to get things listed on my website because I have a list of things that I've made and I have photos for, but I don't know, they never have made it onto my website. I'm quite bad at keeping it updated, like with new stuff. So I want to get better at that. So I will also list those on my website. And then I also want to finish off this bear. So that's 5 things. I feel like that's an achievable number of things, and then make a start on tidying this room. I will keep you updated each day as we are doing things. I guess this will also serve a little bit as like how my week of crochet and yarn stuff goes while I'm also working full time, because I am back at work. The holidays are well and truly over. So I hope you'll join me. I hope that sounds good. And it's a little bit rainy today, but it's also quite muggy and hot. So I think I'm just going to sit myself on the couch and try and finish off Anchor. I do not want to do any tidying today because it's way too hot in this room, even though Sunday realistically probably is the best day to be doing it because I have all afternoon free, but I think it's going to be something I need to tackle a small bit at a time. That's going to be the plan today, is to do a little bit more on my Anchor, and if I need a break from working with blanket yarn, I will probably just keep knitting a little bit. I'm really into knitting at the moment. I don't know what's going on, but I don't know, just something different for my brain. It's scratching an itch or something. I don't know. Anyway, I will probably catch you a little bit later and show you how much I get done. Hopefully I can finish the tentacles today. I'd be very happy with that. Hello, it is Monday, the 9th of February, and I finally cleared my desk off. I will insert some before and afters here because it was really bad before and it's improved. It's not 100%, but it's a lot better. You can see for yourself. And now I am here because I have an exciting delivery from our friends at Caydo. I have 2 parcels to open with you guys. Hopefully I didn't just show you my address. I don't think I did. So I did start, I didn't actually know what was coming because there was no from, their name wasn't on the parcel basically. So I did start opening this and then realized who it was from, and I was like, I should do this with my YouTube friends. So we're doing it together now. And number 1, oh my gosh, get it out. So we have this I-cord machine. Oh, I'm actually so excited to use this. I'm going to need to get some craft wire, I think. So perhaps we can go on a little trip to get some craft wire, because I really want to use it to make like a name sign. And I obviously would like to make one for my child, but I don't know their name yet. So we can start by making a Hey It's Mel B one potentially, which my friend Lucy just messaged me a suggestion of, because I was like, I don't know what name to make yet. She was like, why don't you make your channel name? I was like, yeah, you're smart. I'm glad I've got smart friends. This is parcel 1. We will like fully open it together shortly. However, I want to open parcel 2. Yeah. It's like the worst ASMR, sorry. I'm hoping this is what I think it is, because it's going to make tidying the craft room way easier if it is. Yes! Haha! We also have an electric yarn winder. I am really excited about this. So I don't think I've had a video of me like winding my yarn in a while on this channel. I've definitely had them in the past, but I do have a tiny little one here. I have my little Knit Pro plastic yarn winder, which is good, but it really struggles with blanket yarn. And as you know, I've been buying some blanket yarn in Millens. I have bags like this sitting all over my room and they really need to be wound. So we can test this out together, and I'm hoping that it goes well with like thicker yarn as well, fingers crossed. So I think today we will try this because I don't need to get anything extra for it. I hope. No, surely not. I just need yarn to wind. I'm gonna put this together and then we will test it out. There's not too many parts to it. I feel like we should be all right. That's it. That's all the pieces in here. So we should be pretty easy. All right, I'm gonna figure out how to put this together. I should look at the instructions. I'm not gonna be able to figure this out just by looking at it. So I'm gonna look at the instructions and put this together, and then we are gonna wind. We are gonna wind some yarn together after that. And yeah, let's see how she does. I might need to like stop and actually do some work, but when I'm back and winding yarn, I will show you how this goes. But in the meantime, I did tick off a couple of things from the list. I have sent off the hash brown order that I got, plushy hash brown, not a real hash brown, and I've tidied my desk. I already told you that. So there's movement. There's movement happening on our goals. I haven't yet got together all of the like beanies and stuff because I want to do a photo of all of them first. So I haven't done that yet. But I will, and then I will also send them off. So yeah, things are happening. All right, I'm gonna figure out this winding machine. Okay, so I've used the automatic yarn winder a little bit now. I was using it on this size ball of the blanket yarn, which isn't that big, and it did fine, like good work. I do need to like intervene sometimes when I'm winding them because I don't know, I guess these are like a bit heavy when it's trying to pull it. And so sometimes I give the, the yarn a little bit of help so that it can go through the yarn winder, but still pretty much like very hands off comparatively. I am wondering though how it's going to go with this size ball of blanket yarn, because obviously that is a lot bigger and therefore a lot heavier, and I'm not sure if it'll like keep stopping and need even more like intervention. But one way to find out is to try it. So I will continue using it and see how it goes. I still think it is like really good to have just so that I can be more hands off with it. Even if I'm keeping an eye on it, I can do like a little bit of work or crochet or whatever while it's kind of doing its thing. I think I will still keep my other yarn winder as well, just for like, I don't know, sometimes that might be quicker if I don't have a lot to do, to just do one ball rather than setting this up. But happy with it. And I will also test not only this, but I also want to test like smaller yarn. So I'll probably try some Patty's Plush as well because I have a lot of that I need to wind, and I'm sure there'll be some like acrylic or cotton as well that I have bags of that I need to wind as well. So lots of testing still to come on this electric yarn winder. Good morning. It is Tuesday. I'm coming to you in my pajamas with unwashed hair. I'm sorry, but I have some time before work and I really want to get this stuff sent off for Knit One Give One. And look at this big bag we've got. There are so many beanies in here. There's a few squares in here as well to put together into blankets. So I am so proud of our little community. This one is the softest little baby hat. It's so cute. I'm not going to show you them all, but this one is just very cute. So thank you, Benny, for making this one. I really want to know what yarn this is. I'm going to ask. I'll find out. I'll report back. It is maybe one of the softest yarns I've felt. Anyway, I'm very happy with this. So I am going to tick this off our list. And you can see in there, I am donating the scrap beanie that we made in Scrap Bingo. So it's happening, guys. It's being sent off. Someone will hopefully enjoy it very, very much. So that is my morning plan, my morning thing to tick off our list. And I did do some more winding yesterday on the yarn winder. I definitely did struggle a little bit with the bigger ball. This one was not the biggest ball I have. I still also have this one to wind. And essentially with these ones, I feel like you just need to kind of be pulling the yarn off the ball as it feeds through, which to be honest, I used to, when I was using my hand yarn winder, I would have to kind of do that anyway, but obviously I would have to like stop while I was doing it because I needed both hands. So I think it is going to be easier to do these on the Caydo electric one, but it won't be as hands-off as obviously you would think an automatic yarn winder would be. I also tried this cotton and it's just like so uniform compared to the ones that I hand wind. And this was super easy on it. I did some knitting while this was winding. So I think I'm going to keep using it. I have so many bags of Milland yarn sitting around that I want to wind. And then once I've done that, hopefully I can like sort out all the stuff that's in this cupboard. Or I'm not looking forward to doing that, but anyway, we will tackle that when the time comes, I guess, team. So yeah, I think that's going to be my morning. I'm going to do a little bit more yarn winding and I'm going to go and send, oh my God, I'm going to go and send these off and see where we get to. So I didn't do anything else last night. We had our first baby class at the hospital. So I did nothing really except that. So I don't have any other updates. Actually, you know what? Scrap that. I'm not going to do any yarn winding. I'm going to send these off and then I'm going to work a bit on anchor because I just want to get the legs connected because that is the most, I don't know, not intimidating part, but like, I don't know. I feel like I need to be able to concentrate on it so that I don't twist them and stuff like that when I'm joining them. So I'm going to do that this morning while my brain is still a little bit sharp. I've just had a coffee. So fingers crossed I don't muck it up. Hello, it is now lunchtime and I have made some progress on Anchor. It's like the end of my lunchtime, so I've done a bit of work on him. All of the tentacles are attached. I have his head done and I've got this much of his little head bulge done. Not quite finished on that yet. I just need to figure out how to get these eyes in properly. I don't have the backs on them at all at the moment. They are beautiful eyes. Let me see if I can show you. Hopefully you can see that now. These are from the loose thread and they're gorgeous, gorgeous eyes. They are absolutely perfect for this make. I just don't have a safety eye jig or anything, and my thumbs are too weak. So haven't been able to fully get them in yet, but I will sort that out. I'm sure there is a drill bit the right size downstairs that I can use to help me push them on. So that is the plan later. But I think for the rest of lunch, I will try and get this head bulge done. I nearly have to go back to work, but not quite. So I've still got a little bit of time. That is my plan. I did get stuff sent off, as you will have seen in some clips, and I also got an order sent off that we got from the yarn shop. So it's been a pretty good day. It's been pretty productive. Yeah, I'm hoping that this afternoon after work, I can do a little bit more tidying up of this craft room. I really, really, really want to get stuff listed on my website to sell. So I think I'll maybe try and do that as part of tidying up my room this afternoon, because once I have them listed, I can put them in my bag of like finished items. But I don't want to do that and not have them listed on my website, because then I'll just forget about them. So that's my plan for the rest of my lunch break. And then this afternoon, I will check back in with you this afternoon. I'm thinking of maybe going live after work, because I don't have a video for this week, and you know, maybe doing a live can like fill the void a little bit. But I'm just gonna see how my energy levels are at the end of the workday. So we'll find out. We'll find out. All right, I will chat to you real soon. Good morning. It is Thursday. I don't remember the last time I updated you, but I have finished some things off. I've ticked some things off the list, so I'm going to share that now. First of all, a very small thing I had to do, but I have finally done it. I put my nose on the Big Bear. This is Big Bear by Neutral Knots. He's completely no-sew, and he's just so cute. I did run out of yarn, so this is what his head looks like. I think he's like giving panda vibes, even though I know it's like the rest of him is not at all. But I still think it's cute. At first I was like, oh, is this going to look weird? But I still think it works. So you can let me know what you think in the comments. But I think he's charming. So I'm happy to have finished him. And I actually did the face shaping on him. Probably the best I've done face shaping. So I'm happy with that. So that is one big boy down and another whip off the pile. Very happy. And then very excitingly, I also finished Anchor the Octopus. This is him. He's a beautiful red and kind of pink undertones. He has a little bit of cat hair on him that I need to like lint roll off before he goes to his forever home tomorrow on Friday. Bango found him and used him as a pillow, which was my bad for leaving it in a cat accessible spot, but that's okay. I will give him a good old lint roll and clean him off. But I'm really happy with how he turned out. And again, great use of yarn. You know, I already had this pink tone yarn, and then I bought the red yarn off a friend of mine who was like destashing. So thank you to Chaos Auntie for bailing me out on that red color that I really needed. I really love making the Anchor the Octopus. I feel like it was really intimidating before I made my first one, but now that I've made one and kind of like broken the seal on the pattern, I'm ready to make more. I just don't want to have heaps of these lying around my house. So I have also done a little bit of a website update in the past couple of days. So I finally got some extra listings up for like made to order Anchor the Octopuses, which I'm very happy with. And those like include the colors that I actually already have available, because as you know, as you've probably heard me say before, if you are not new here, it's quite hard to find like blanket yarn at a decent price in Australia, especially like any kind of burnout blanket yarn. We have our own kind of home brand ones, but to me, they're not as soft. So don't like using them as much, and also they are not the best color choices. There's like 7 colors in the range or something. We don't have it great here in Australia in terms of blanket yarn, but anyway, I'm gonna stop holding him up because my arms are getting tired. So I think that is all my finished objects, but I have also been working on my knitting piece. So I think I already showed you I had finished the back piece on this little like kind of cardigan. Hooded jacket is what it's called. And then I've just finished, last night I finished one of the front pieces. So I will start working on the other front piece probably today. I'm really enjoying being able to swap between crochet and knitting. It's been a very long time since I had like a proper knitting project, but I am really enjoying having one. And also just the difference in yarn weight between what I've been crocheting, which has been like the blanket yarn, as you saw in those 2 finished items, versus this like worsted weight yarn is just way easier on my hands when I need a little bit of a break from the thick yarn. The other thing I want to update you on is the Caydo Yarn Winder, my experiences with that. I did figure out that doing the bigger balls, it was way easier if I did it from the inside, like if I did a center pull on them, rather than it trying to like pick up the whole ball. I do think that it's tension, like it's the way it registers too much tension to be able to like keep winding is really not that much. Like even when I'm feeding it the yarn, it sometimes will kind of pause. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if that's just the like one that I got. Something's going on with that because I've seen like reels of other people using them and they seem to just keep going. So I don't know if it's the way I'm using it. I will keep testing it and see, like maybe it's the speed I have it on or the setting I have it on or something like that. But it is really good for, I would say, when I have like a lot of Millen's yarn or something like that to wind, I would definitely get that out and use it. I think it's worth it for like, you do have to keep an eye on it. It's not like you can just set it and then do whatever. I'm not sure how much crocheting I could get done or whatever while it was running. But if I only had like one ball of yarn to wind or like a cake that had kind of, I'd used some of the center of it and I needed to rewind it, I don't think I would bother setting that up and using it. I would just use the little hand winder that I've got. So I don't know. That's my, those are my thoughts on it at the moment. I will say it makes way bigger balls than the like Knit Pro plastic winder that I've got. That one kind of maxes out at maybe like 200 grams of blanket yarn, whereas they get way like bigger, way bigger cakes off the Caydo and they do way more. There was part of me that's like, I wonder if this is just winding it like a little bit differently or looser so they look really big, but it's the same weight. But they're not. They definitely hold a lot more yarn than the other yarn winder that I've got. So that is all I will say on that. I still have not tested the iCord machine, so we will do that at some point in this vlog. All right, gonna be a bit of a jump cut because I just had to go help my dad put some gyprock up in our granny flat. That is all. That is all that I have for this update, but I haven't really done that much tidying of my room. I have wound balls of yarn and now I just need to find where to put them in my cupboards. So some of the Millens are off the floor. I did also find, I don't even know when I made these. I know that they were in another video, so potentially we could figure it out, but I still have 5 unstuffed chicken bodies from some yarn I was using. I think it was on that weekend where I was like trying to blanket yarn stash bust as much as I could in a day. And I made a bunch of chicken bodies, but I did not finish them off. So I do have now a new item for trying to get done this week, which is stuffing those and finishing them off. They need eyes, they need stuffing, they need to be sewn up, and then they need to have their little combs put on, which sounds like a lot, but it really won't take that long. I just need to sit down and do it. And then hopefully I can also get those up on my website. I don't have like a market booked in coming up. I was going to try and do one in February, but I ended up umming and ahhing over it a little bit too much and then I missed the cutoff for applying for it. So that's my bad. Oh well, what can you do? We might go and visit it, see what the vibes are like because they've moved locations this market. So we'll see if it's any good in the new spot. That is it. I'm going to drink my coffee. As you can see, every day I tidy my desk and then it gets messy again. So again, I will do a little reset of my desk before I start work for the day, which will be pretty soon in the next like 15, 20 minutes. So that is my morning. That's what I've been up to since the last update. And I am not sure what I'll do before the next update, but I'm sure you'll hear about it very, very soon. Good morning. It is Friday. You're balanced quite precariously on some books, so hopefully you don't fall at some point in this clip. But I did finish all of my chickens, so I now have 5 of these, and I'm going to take photos of at least one of them to put up on the website. I don't even know if I can hold all of these. Hey, 5 little chickens, all completed. I'm happy to have these out of my like random whip basket, which is now like empty. Happy days. And I also made this rat because I just wanted to make a small, quick Ami. Didn't really stash bust much. I did finish this brown color, but it is only 22 grams of yarn in total. You know, that's fine. It's not all about the yarn stash busting. It's also about the joy of creating. So, oh, I did actually make one other thing. Please hold. So Knit One Give One had a call out for cot blankets and baby beanies in Aboriginal colors. So I made, that's the back of it, as you can see with the color change, but I made this little baby beanie. I didn't use my normal ribbed beanie pattern because this is all the red that I had left. So I didn't know how far it would go and I didn't want to like stuff it up. So I just worked the red until I finished it and then added a couple of rows of yellow and some black. So I'm going to weave in the ends of this and I'll get that in a pile for my next send off. This is the last of the red I have in that Moomoo's Magic yarn. So it might be the only one I can make in those colors, but I might look at what else they need. I know they need some adult size gloves in any color. So potentially I can make some of those because they've got a crochet pattern on their site for that. So I might do that with some more of my like scrap yarn just as like kind of mindless project to work on and get through some of my smaller bits of yarn that I'm just trying to get out of the room. I think at this point, while I do have a lot of like blanket yarn and stuff like that, I am also trying to get rid of just a few little like crates behind me of scraps more than like stash, if that makes sense, much smaller pieces. I'm also wondering what my next scrap project is going to be. I'm thinking maybe I should do an Ami with my scrap blanket yarn. So if you have a good pattern idea for that, let me know and I will try and get another scrap bingo video going. Yeah, maybe I'll do that call out on Instagram as well. Anyway, this is me thinking out loud on a Friday morning and I have to start work again for the day. I did start at 6 in the morning, but had a break. And now I will get back to it. But that is the update of what I did yesterday. I also did a little bit more on my knitting, but I don't think that looks very different every time I show it. So just know that that is also in progress. And we'll see what we get done today. The anchor is getting picked up today, going to his new home. So that will be out of the yarn room. I do also still have the squares for a baby blanket just sitting here. I've shown these so many times on this channel and I think I have finally figured out what I want the like pattern to be of them. So I'm really hoping I can get that just complete and out of here because it has been sitting in this room for honestly so long. Like I think I started that when I started my yarn shop and that was well over a year ago now, like maybe a year and a half ago now. So I really got to finish it. Anyway, that is the update for Friday morning and I will chat to you later. Surprise, it's Wednesday. I don't know why I do this every time with my vlogs. We had a very hectic weekend, so I just like didn't update you at all. And then I started my work week and things just got a bit hectic, but I also haven't really done that much since Friday. I have finished where I made this little hippo lovey from the Mama Made Minis Knotted Lovies book, and that is about all I've done. I've also worked a little bit on my knitting, but otherwise it's been pretty chill here on the Fibre Arts front for the last few days. We had a big weekend and then I was just like recovering, so haven't really done that much crafting actually, but I have started editing this vlog and it's way longer than I thought. So I'm going to keep this wrap up pretty short and sweet. I'm very happy with how much I got done last week. When I was editing this video, I was like, dang, I actually did like quite a lot. I finished Anchor, I finished the bear, I finished up the chickens, which have been sitting here for so long. I got a bunch of things shipped off that were waiting around to do that. I did not even touch the iCord machine. It is still sitting here in its plastic wrap. So there'll be a future video that I use that in and give you my thoughts on that. But I hope you enjoyed the very kind of scattered thoughts that I had on the Caydo electric yarn winder. I did put up a reel of that on Instagram the other day and I got a lot of questions about it. So if you have any questions about it, I'm more than happy to give you honest answers, honest feedback, honest thoughts on it. Drop them in the comments below for me and I will get back to you. My granny square baby blanket that I mentioned, still untouched. Have not started again. I did find one of the colors I need to make my remaining couple of squares. So that's about as far as I've got on that. Hopefully we'll have an update in a future video, but for this video, no update on that. I hope you've been having a lovely couple of weeks while I have had a little pause on posting. I have opened up my community page for viewer posts, so if you have been making some cool stuff lately, I would love to see it. Feel free to jump over to the community tab on my page, or I'll drop a link in the description below, and you can go and show me what you've been working on. I would love to see it. And if you're working on anything while you are watching this, I would love to hear about it in the comments. But otherwise, that is it from me for today. If you like this video, please feel free to give it a like. And if you want more crafty content, crochet, fiber arts related, feel free to hit that subscribe button under the video as well. Otherwise, I will catch you in the next one. I hope you enjoy the rest of your time on the internet today. Bye!